Hello again, and welcome back to Error 404. Today, we're going to be taking this auto fisher that I have here that, well, let's face it, is not very visually appealing. And we're going to be taking it and putting in a pond over in this area here, and putting a new auto fisher up over that way. So, let's go ahead and head on over and start carving out an area for this pond. Alright, so as you can see, I've already started carving a little bit of it out. This is just an area that was filled in with stone. And we're going to kind of do this a little randomly just to cut out the basic shape of the pond. Alright, now with our rough pond outline, it's a little bit bigger than I think I was originally going to do, but hey, it'll be a lot of fun. The next thing that we need to do is we need to fill in underneath here, so that way we can get our water built up. So with that, let's get placing some blocks. All right. Now, with that all done, it's time to go ahead and start filling this thing up with water. I got my 2 water buckets and I'm ready to go. And I've kind of been thinking, as far as from a recording aspect anyways, I've been thinking about getting this add-on that gives you a camera that you can place and do some time lapses from some different angles and things like that. If that sounds like something you guys would like, go ahead and leave a message for me in the comments. Other than that, I don't want to add any other add-ons. It's just that one seems like it would be pretty useful for making videos. So let me know what you think. Now back to filling water. Alright, now with that all filled in, I went ahead and took a look around, and I think I'm going to build my fishery right here in this area. Take a quick fly around though, see maybe if I see something I like a little bit better. So, take a view from above, and actually, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm actually going to build it over on this side of it. That way you gotta, because there's going to be a main thoroughfare through here leading up to the central tower. And I think this should be, let's go right. Uh, let's go right here. Yeah. Okay. This is going to be the spot. Alright, so in my hotbar you can see most of the items you're going to need. You're going to need some form of non-burnable building block, especially if you have fire tick on. Some hoppers, trapdoors, jungle sign, a minecart with hopper, some rail, lava, a bucket of salmon. You will also want a name tag to keep your salmon alive, or it could be cod, doesn't really matter, just a bucket of fish. So to get this started though, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place a hopper. And then above the hopper and behind it, we're going to go ahead and place one of our building blocks. And on that building block, we're going to go ahead and place a sign. Then on top of that, we're going to place a temporary building block and put our minecart rail on there. Then add, oh, get back here. Okay, so then we're going to place our minecart with hopper on top of that. And then we can break our temporary block, dropping everything back down. Grab another building block and close that off. Then on top of that, we're going to go up one more layer. And this is where you want to kind of have some type of stair set up to get up here. Okay, so we're going to place our lava right above that, and that'll keep the lava from dropping down with that sign that we placed, and all the items should funnel down into the hopper. Then above that, now this is where you have to decide which direction you want to enter from. I'm going to be entering from this side of the fishery, so I'm going to place my next building block here. And we can even build up around that and place another block here and another block here. So most of the fishing will actually be done from this location. Then we can go ahead and pull out our chest that we're going to need. Place that there. And on the chest, we're going to place a sign on 3 sides of it. And it should look something like that. Then off the back end of the chest, we're going to go ahead and add another of our building block. And we can place a temporary block on top of that, crouch over the side, and place a trapdoor here, a trapdoor here, and a trapdoor here on the bottom of this block here. Then we can break our temporary block, bring the trapdoors up, and then we can get our water buckets. So we need a bucket of water and a bucket of some form of fish, salmon or cod, it doesn't really matter. But we're going to go ahead and place our crouch and place on top of the chest here, which will waterlog the chest. And then we're going to go ahead and place our salmon. Although he's a little big for this area, I may end up needing to swap him out with a slightly smaller fish. We'll see how the... maybe I'll leave it. It's kind of funny. Okay, and then on top of the chest, if we crouch and jump, we can go ahead and place a block of glass right here. Now, we want to test it, make sure everything's working properly, so we're going to take out our fishing rod. You want to aim right here at the bottom of the glass and just cast. If you have a good fishing rod, it normally takes about less than 10 seconds for you to get a fish. You see I already got one. The experience orbs went to me. And then if we drop down below, we can see the fish that we just caught is in the hopper, ready to go down into the storage system for it. Now, this is pretty much all there is to this design. Everything else that you do or that I'm going to do in this video will purely be for aesthetic reasons. Make it look how I want it to look. But that is the basic design for the auto fisher. Now, another benefit that I have is I am playing on a computer and I can set macros. If you have the ability to do so, I highly recommend it. If you want to do some AFK, XP farm, and fishing at the same time, you can set up a macro to right click once every 10 seconds, and it should be able to pull a fish in that time if you have a decent fishing rod. If you don't have a decent fishing rod, you might need to adjust the time to like 15 seconds. And that's all there is to it, really. So with that all set up and where it's going to go, we can go ahead and run over here real quick and go get a name tag before our fish despawns. And then go ahead and start decorating the auto fisher. All right, we got our name tag. We're going to go ahead and name this one Fishy Joe. Just got to make sure I can hit him from where I'm at. There you go, Fishy Joe. And that should keep him from despawning in the area. Oh yeah, that doesn't look bad. Yeah, we'll make that work. Throw a little bit of that around. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna make this the ground level, so that way we can just kind of walk in. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's see what we can do here. So if we bring the land out, something like that. No. I think 2 layers. Yeah, I think 2 layers will work. So let's bring this out. And we're just going to match the roughly existing terrain here. Now, the stone isn't probably going to stay here. I'm most likely going to be swapping it out, but I like to build the rough and then go back and decorate it later. Something like that. And then what I want to do is off of this. Now this should be far enough away that we can bring a dock out. As we get into the water, I want go like that, and then yep, like that. And then, yeah, we'll bring the water level right up to the side of this thing, I think. Something like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We can go ahead and put up some rails. Gotta make sure people can't fall off. bulk of it's going to be out here, and you just come up here to fish. So let's see. Let's knock those two back out. Put in some grading. Ooh. That could be neat. Let's see. Okay. And then, bam. Just like so. And grab ourselves a bucket of water. Yeah, like that. Make it a runoff area. I think we're gonna replace this and this. Ooh, I do still have some of these though. Alright, this thing is definitely starting to take a little bit of shape to it. Kind of a longhouse style fishing area. But I do like that you can see out, you can come out here, maybe put a boat out here or something like that and go and fish in the lake. Still needs a little bit more detail work, but for now we're going to go ahead and hop back on to placing some of the stone and filling up this water. Alright, all the water's filled back up to the new layer. Oh, I like that. That's starting to look really nice. And our little boathouse with the auto fisher in it. Now, the other thing I need to consider is a way to get from the auto fisher to the storage system below. And I think what I'm gonna do is let's make a hole. Because I don't know how big the storage is gonna be. Well, I guess I can have it run that way. Let's go ahead and make a hole right here. That'll bring us down into the area. I think we'll be able to cover that up. And, ooh, the oxidation has already started. Oh, yes, yeah, I'm going to like that. I'm going to like that somewhat weathered look. Might have to go get some wax and, you know, make sure they don't get too far gone. But I do, oh man, I really do like that. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of the basics for the lake. We have a small dock here. Again, I'm going to come back and redo some of this as I figure more of it out. But the general idea is here. Next, we're going to go ahead and fill out a little bit of the landscape around the pond. Well, now it's a lake. We're going to fill out some of the landscape with some grass and some stone and try to make it look a little bit more natural on the outside edge. Here we go. Alright, we got a little bit of the outside of the lake decoed, so let's get a sky view and see how this is looking so far. Oh, I'm liking that so far. Still got quite a bit of work to get this thing really, really decorated. You know, we want to fill in a lot down here and, you know, get some different textures going here. I'm going to have to figure out something to do with the ice. I might leave some of it. I mean, it does snow here quite often due to location and the height I'm at. But I'm not sure if I want ice in the lake or not. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So you can see down here, I've already started adding a little bit of the detail down below. We've got some sand coming over the edge and some gravel and some dirt. We're going to change some of the dirt to mud just to make it look like it's been sitting there longer. And then we're going to actually bring all of that down into this pit down here. Now the pit down here, one other thing that I need to do real quick is I need to break these 3 blocks. And this one here and this one here. Get attacked. Because create a nice waterfall effect going down. And then when all this is scarfed out, it'll actually go all the way down to wherever it hits near the bedrock layer. Another benefit, gives me another way in and out of the base. All right, everyone. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Made some really good progress on this lake. We got a nice little fishing hut down here, and gonna let this oxidize a little bit, and then we can gather up some materials to do the rest of the landscaping underneath the water as well as above the water, and really give this place a little bit of life. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to see how this is going to end up turning out. And until next time, have a good one.